The neighbors who live at Old Orchard and Don Shelton haven't had time to process what happened on Friday morning when they say a weak, frail young woman came knocking. This woman told neighbors she escaped from the White House that sits right at that intersection when Tim Hazlitt, the man who lives there, left. She said she was sexually assaulted and held against her will in the basement for at least a month. Police haven't confirmed that part, but we know investigators extensively searched the house on Friday. Sierra Tharp's grandmother took the young woman into her house until police got there.
She said she was very hungry, and my grandma could tell she was weak, and she didn't have a whole lot of clothes on. She said that she had a metal dog collar around her neck, and she could see the ligature marks on her wrist. There's a possibility that my grandma probably got her just in time. Got her in the house just in time.
The search on the property is over, and investigators tell me that this house will be boarded up and fenced off. We're still waiting to find out what they pulled from the house. I'm Sarah Blake, KSHB 41 News.
I'm a little upset right now. The reason I'm upset is because we got 4 young ladies that have been murdered within the last week here off of 85th and Prospect. We got a serial killer again. And ain't nobody saying nothing. The media's not covering it. We got 3 young ladies that are missing. Ain't nobody saying a word. What is the problem? Why can't we get some cooperation? Where's our community leaders? Where's our activists? Where's our public officials? Where's our police department? Where is those folks at? In President Gardens. Come on now. We need to start knocking doors. We need to start making sure that this is brought to the light. We cannot continue to let this happen.
After that video went viral in September, the Kansas City Police Department spokesperson insisted there was, quote, no basis to support this rumor, unquote. But police have since arrested 39-year-old Timothy Hazlitt of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, for kidnapping and torturing the woman who escaped. Kansas City Defender has reported on his social media.
What's up, YouTube? It's James coming back at you with another informative video. Hope you guys are doing well out there in this cold, rainy, dreary Tuesday. I'm doing pretty good myself, a little bit drowsy. I come across this particular story right here, and you guys already got just a tad bit of the cover story behind it. This piece of shit right here that you see before you, Kansas City police called reports of serial killer targeting black women unfounded. Then a woman escaped. Okay, now the woman that escaped, I do know that she happened to be a black woman. Okay. But she has not disclosed her identity as of yet. If and when she does, I will do, an update on the story, most high willing. Keep you guys informed, okay? Here's another pretty much Jeffrey Dahmer situation, when they was reporting that sick freak for the cannibalism, the murders and the cannibalism that he was doing, The police, pretty much ignored what the people in the community was coming to them telling them, okay? Just like they did in this particular story right here with this lowlife, who is said to be a so-called white wannabe supremacist, okay? I always put the wannabe supremacists. I never address these lowlife subhumans as supreme. You don't want to keep doing that. Words have power, okay? Let's get into the story right here. Timothy Hazlitt Jr., 39, was arrested Friday in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, and charged with first-degree rape, aggravated sexual offense, first-degree kidnapping, and second-degree assault, according to reports. After a black woman he'd allegedly kidnapped, whipped, raped, and tortured, escaped and ran to neighbors for help, saying he had already murdered 2 of her friends. Prior to the arrest, the Kansas City Police Department had written off rumors of a serial killer targeting black women in the area as completely unfounded rumors, according to the Kansas City Defender. The woman who escaped Hazlitt's home reportedly was wearing a short black latex dress, a metal dog collar with a padlock, and duct tape around her neck when she begged neighbors for help, according to NBC News. Okay? Yeah. This is all on the police. Okay? This is all on the fucking cops right here in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned at this point, they should be counted as an accessory to this low-life, subhuman piece of shit actions right here. He's a rapist and a murderer. He had these chicks in what was called a sex dungeon. A sex dungeon, yeah. He kept them in cages, okay? So this sheds more light on women who happens to come up missing. You see what I'm saying? Here in this country. A lot of times they're not shipped off to a foreign country somewhere, you know, and held over as sex slaves. They right here in this country, you understand? Under our nail. Under our nose, that is. Nails, nose, whatever. Right here. You see? Let's continue. And may I add, the police don't give a goddamn about it. Okay? Now it says here, Lisa Johnson, 41, who has lived in Excelsior Springs her whole life, said she was getting ready for work around 7:35 a.m. Friday when she heard a faint "Help me" from outside her front door, which was open. Johnson said she spoke with the young woman who told her she was being held against her will. She looked straight at me and said, "Help." Johnson said at her home Wednesday, adding that when she told the woman she was going to call the police, she begged her not to. Please don't. If you call the cops, he's going to kill us both, the woman said. Johnson recounted, okay? Johnson called the police anyway. And when they arrived, the woman said she'd managed to escape when Hazlitt took his son to school. She was emaciated and her hair was matted, okay, in bad condition with this piece of shit right here, what he did to her, okay? The Kansas City Defender reported that Bishop Tony Caldwell, a local community leader, was one of the many who made reports of numerous murdered and missing black women in mid-September. The police discredited these reports at the time. The Kansas City Police Department said in a statement to the Defender that, after the arrest. Now, that was the guy that we saw, that was talking in that loud ass Pepsi truck. He was, pretty much laying it out what was going on, okay? Now, he said this: we base our investigation on police. Well, the Kansas City Police Department, this is their bullshit. We base our investigation on police incidents, reports of criminal activity. We do still maintain that there is no indication that what you guys reported was accurate. And there was no indication that there was anything that supported that claim. We share what information we can publicly many times from the scene of the incident of violent crimes when there is a report or an investigation underway. There had and has not been anything that corresponds to your reports on social media and the web, which is why we refuted that report and said that the claims were unfounded. You see the bullshit that they come up with, makes me think sometimes you have to wonder if they're involved some kind of way. You have to wonder that, To continue here, in conclusion, Bishop Caldwell told the Defender after Hazlitt's arrest, that was a description of the guy we were talking about, and that was the location we said they were being taken from. That's exactly what we were telling people. I'm just sorry that it took so long, but I'm grateful that she found a way out. I'm sorry people didn't act on it sooner. And it's absolutely tragic that the other young ladies didn't make it. It's horrible. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But the police dropped the ball on this piece of shit right here. You see what I'm talking about? That's just what it boils down to. That's who I blame. Because all they had to do was go and investigate this piece of shit right here, man. That's all they had to do. You see? I'm going to say this again, like I've said so many times. For the ladies that's out here running these streets by yourself, you better have something with you that you can defend yourself and watch your back at all times. Other than that, don't be out on the road by yourself. Because you got fucking low-life subhuman pieces of shit like this that wouldn't mind snatching you up and having a good old dandy time with you, as this son of a bitch right here was doing with that, whoever this young lady was. And that is real. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.